we're going to alter the application that's talking to the LLM by adding some streaming capability. There's a famous food in SF. So we'll press the send button and the response is coming across as streamed tokens. So let's see it again. I'll press the stream button and the response is coming across as a set of tokens. So the first thing I'll do is I'll add httpx. We're going to replace requests with httpx. I'm going to open up an editor. At the top here, instead of using requests, we're going to use httpx, and we will also import async.io. Go to the main function, we'll add the async ahead of it. Look for the send query and convert it to async. Okay, we're going to convert the make request here to a stream response. And we're going to make it a async. Look for our messages are now, and we'll create a streaming text control that will initially be none, but we're going to reference this in the function. Let's go back down to our stream response here. And I'll use the keyword non-local. So now we can use it. And now let's set it to streaming text control. We'll go ft.text, and this will be query, and we'll set the size to 14. Message column dot controls, and we'll append the streaming text control, and we'll update the page. Now we use async httpx client for streaming. We'll get rid of the time for now. Delete the time. Don't print the time. And we'll set up a async with httpx. We'll use the async client, and we'll set the timeout to 30 seconds, and we'll call it as client. There'll be a colon. We'll indent it rid of this. It'll be async with client dot stream, which is built into the httpx. And the syntax is slightly different. It'll be a post. Pass it so I'll indent this entire thing. Okay, forgot the comma there. So we have post, llama URL, we have the JSON. We're going to set the stream to true. We'll have the same options for it. And here we'll get rid of this. We'll add a, oh wait, I'll just add a as response. I'll put a colon and we'll just indent it. I think I have a indentation. Okay, now we can process the streaming. And we'll go async for line in response AI async iterate lines. And so if line, then try, and let's just put a pass for now. Accept. Continue. This async iterate lines is from httpx. So this httpx package is pretty common. It largely replaces request, and it's very similar to request. But it does have this asynchronous support, which is the reason that we're using it rather than the older request package. And if you look at the when you make a request, there is this in the response, you can do async iterate lines and use it for streaming the response content as lines of text. Okay, so we're building out what to do to process these chunks that's coming over from the Llama API. So we'll go chunk equals JSON dot loads, we'll load the line, and then we'll look for the response in the chunk. And then we'll grab that chunk. And then we'll add this to the accumulated text that we set up earlier. Accumulated text. Plus equals the token. And I forgot to add it. We'll set it to be blank. Accumulated text equals. Okay, so we got the accumulated text, and then we're going to update it there. Okay, we're getting a linter error. JSON decode error. Go back to building up this. We'll update the streaming text control. So if streaming text control then we'll set the value of the streaming text control. Accumulated text. And then we'll just update the page. And we'll look for if the response is done. So if chunk.get is done, it will break. So just look to see if the chunk is done, and if it's done, then it'll break. If not, this will be false and nothing will happen here. Okay, we'll just update the message list. Maybe right here. Update the message in the list for persistence. If messages and messages -1 row is equal to query, then messages -1 content Okay, let's go back to the send query. Right there. And we will update we'll wait for it. I'm going to delete this. Alright, so under the await display, we'll get rid of the button functionality. Disabled equals true. And the query field disable will equal true, and we will update the page to make sure that when a stream is coming in, you can't mess with it. Then we will clear the query field. We'll update the page again. And then we're going to start the stream. So use async IO, which we just imported at the top, which is new. We'll create a task with async IO, and this will be the stream response with the user query. Okay, now let's go to the part where we're updating the display right here, and we'll make it async. Okay, let's try it out first. Let's see. I'm hungry. Where's a good cafe? Press the send button. Okay, it's working. I need to re-enable the buttons. So under here, I will put the try statement, and then I have to indent everything. I think I'll go all the way down, and then we'll have accept httpx.request error as E. I'll print f-string error connecting to Olama. And then we will clean up the error. Clean up on error. So I'll go if streaming text control and streaming text control in message column dot controls message column dot controls dot remove will be streaming text control. We'll await and update the display. Then we will re-enable the button. Send button dot disabled will be false. So we can use the buttons again. Query field dot disabled will also be false. Streaming text control will be none. And we'll update the page. And we'll dedent one, and finally we will re-enable the controls. Re-enable controls. And we'll copy this section here. dedent, and I will dedent this. So this finally should match up with the except there. Okay, let's save it. And we will try it again. Control backtick. We'll go flat main. Here it is. Let's see. What are we looking for? I want to go on a walking tour. I want to see the ocean.